Hello and welcome back to the Feywild SMP. My name is Lance. In my last video, I gambled a lot of money and my only intern at the company quit after I was caught stealing diamonds from his gambling machine, and that left me and my company in shambles. But I knew I had to come back to the top and prove to everyone that I'm a legitimate businessman. So without further ado, let's get on to the video. As the CEO of LQ & Co., the company needs to have a major restructuring. So I decided to work on a new headquarters for my company because my cabin cannot handle the growing amount of items I need to store, and it obviously doesn't have enough space to put the other stuff I'm planning to do. After constructing the new HQ, I decided to make the first floor a villager trading hall because I need to get mending books for my gear and tools. But first, I need to find a villager. So I decided to head out and explore. Eventually, I found a village and I quickly found my new employee for the company. You're safe. You're safe.
Daddy's here. Daddy's here. You're safe.
I carried the villager all the way to my base. It was really tough, but in the end, it was all worth it. Then, after a few rolls, I managed to get mending as the first trade. Chad, I already got mending! I got mending! But before we do anything else, I desperately need to enchant my gear because all I have is crappy unenchanted diamond stuff. So I spend the next 7 hours grinding in the Enderman XP farm and enchanting stuff until I got the perfect set of diamond armor and tools. Do you remember that old cabin I have? For a while it turned into a storage area to throw all of my items in, and I didn't have the time to move everything into the new one. So I decided to make a basement inside of the HQ and put up a storage area so that I could properly store and organize all of my items. When that's all said and done, the next day I spent probably 10 hours or so gathering materials for the construction of the LQ & Co sign that's above the headquarters. And you may ask, why is there a lava cast on top of your base? Well, I highly recommend watching my previous video, but in short, I crashed out and I wanted to destroy my base, but I have no TNT, so I just decided to lava cast. But I'm not going to remove the lava cast, as it gives the base a unique charm that no other base in Feywild has. And around the same time, lucky blocks were added as the first curse of the server. So I spent the next few hours gathering gold and I crafted enough lucky blocks to crack them open. I got rare and illegal items like bedrock and portal frames, monster spawners, and spawnings of different kinds of mobs, but those aren't really that important compared to the items I got. Netherite brick slabs and stairs. And when converted to netherite ingots, I got around 17 ingots. That's already enough to upgrade all of my diamond stuff. So I upgraded all of my gear and tools to netherite. But there's one more thing missing, and that is turning my armor and weapons more fancy by using the fantasy armor and weapons mod installed in the server. I spent the next few hours gathering materials to make these stones so that you can convert your armor and weapons into more fantasy looking. Once that was over, I decided to expand my base a little bit by excavating this hill on the back of my base. And I put up a small potato and carrot farm. It's really empty at the moment, but I'm planning to do more farms in the future. So remember when I said I was going to make my headquarters into a villager trading hall? Well, I procrastinated and almost forgot about it, so I decided to make another section of my base solely for villager breeding, and I made this zombie villager farm using the spawner I got from one of the Mayan structures during my travels. So I cured 2 villagers and started to make them breed, and they breed like rabbits, oh my. And you see one of those weird machines in the back? Those were string dupers, and I made 6 of them so that I could trade strings for emeralds on fletching villagers. I know that sounds cheating, but apparently it was allowed, so I might as well take advantage of it. Alongside having a villager farm and a string farm, I already put up fletching villagers for emeralds, but I also wanted to fill the other empty spots. So I decided to put up librarians for easy enchanted books, farmers and butchers for easy access for food, and 2 other villagers for miscellaneous stuff like clerics and masons. I already put up the villagers, but there's one last thing missing. I procrastinated quite a lot on the interior design of my HQ, and that's because I really hate interior designs. But I persisted and made the headquarters a lot more comforting and homely by adding a lot of blue. And I finally designed my attic into a small meeting room and of course, my bedroom. It's really sick. I also designed the logo or the banner of LQ & Co alongside it, and honestly, this is the best banner design I ever made. Totally not a stolen design, ahem! My base is now expanded, but there's another thing missing. My base has a nearby river, so I always needed to travel through the waters. So I made a staircase all the way to the river, and then I made the actual docks and the dockhouse. And then I made the company's galleon to make traveling and trading a lot easier, as the ship I made has bigger storage capacity. I also needed the docks and ship in case I ever needed to escape on events.